Hustling is working daily on your craft.
Like the foundations of hustle culture is making money, irrespective of how you do it.
Glorifying how much of your life revolves around work.
There's no ifs, no buts, it has to happen. Plan A must work, and that's the hustle.
Just kind of really pushing yourself and knowing you need to get from A to B to C.
Do you think hustle culture is healthy?
Definitely not.
No.
Hustling definitely isn't healthy, if I'm honest.
Big names, big celebrities, and we only see the pride, we only see the glory, we don't see the hustle they did before this.
I think hustle culture definitely glamorizes struggle, especially in social media.
I want to start a show called And. Tell me their problem, and I'm going to say, and both my parents were crackheads, and my husband's beating me, and...
I think that people really glorify and working all of these jobs and working really hard and making loads of money, regardless as if that's like killing them, you know?
That most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it.
I watch the videos, I listen to the podcasts, I listen to it on my way to school, on my way home. Like, there was like 2 weeks where I listened to it while I was sleeping, if that makes sense. Hi, I'm Alvin. I'm a second-year economics student at the University of Essex. I'm a founder of a social enterprise that tries to make young people from BME and low-income communities more employable, and I work part-time in a recruitment agency doing CSR work. Monday, 6 a.m. wake up to catch train to Essex University. 9 a.m. lecture start back-to-back. Tuesday, 9 a.m. head to the library. To Wednesday, 8 a.m. get to the office and plan the day schedule, usually a whole day of meetings. Thursday, Friday, 6 a.m. wake up, 9 a.m. get to Essex Uni. Saturday, 1 p.m. get to the library. Sunday, 7 a.m. start, leave at 8 a.m., church by 9 a.m., 1 p.m. break for lunch and travel to second church. Burning out is just frustration. You're in a race and you're running really, really fast, but like the person in front of you, it's just fast. Like you're running with your whole heart. Like you're running that, and then the other person is sort of kind of just jogging, and you can't catch them. Like there's nothing you can do right now that can allow you to win that race, and that's how frustrating it is.
Burnout can happen to anyone. It's not like picky in who it chooses in that regard, because I think people tend to associate burnout with people who are in high-flying careers. Burnout is a chronic state of stress. It's the case that with burnout, of course, it builds up over time. It's the case that sometimes people feel lack of effectiveness, disenchantment, not feeling particularly motivated, low energy levels.
And I am Alvin's friend. Even strong young lions sometimes go hungry, but those who trust in the Lord will lack no good thing. I didn't know you went through this though.
I think this was during the burnout. This was me trying to pick myself back up.
Another thing with hustle culture is that you sort of only broadcast your struggles when you succeeded. So I saw a tweet by Travis Scott. Bought my fam a crib for Christmas. Used to sleep on floors. Now we walk on marble. Okay, but when you was sleeping on the floors, I'm sleeping on the floor. And that's the problem, innit? Like people only show the struggle when they've achieved 100%. So much. I don't know, you sort of start to hide your struggles and what you're going through and you start only showing your success, and I genuinely do not believe in that. Like I feel like you go out sometimes and it's like in the back of your mind you're like just have fun. Do you get it? Like not everything has to be work related. So I hope that you sort of find emotions and I'll be genuine, by the way. I'm actually genuinely be like, I hope you find emotions and maybe I can have fun with you. Do you get it?
It's not unusual to see people isolate themselves, to see people withdraw. If you're adopting that sort of notion of working hard all the time, without a break, without a rest, you are going to find that you're disconnecting from people, because why would you spend time with the people? It's a waste of time. However, relationships are important because A, they help us to learn about ourselves. B, it's important to have a support mechanism in place that helps us be able to be held to account, but also to be able to feel validated in that regard.
Like, by doing this, I'm literally just opening up and telling them about my experience. I think learning how to as well deal with stress, because stress is inevitable. How to notice it's coming, like, I think there's so much about myself that I don't know. If I can get someone else, another young black man or older black man to open up, that's a very, very big takeaway. Do you know what I mean? Guys, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Do you know what I mean?
Hi, you're Alvin. Nice to meet you. I'm Anna. Come on in. What we're going to be doing is a little bit of a stress test, and it's just our way of understanding how you respond to stress. All right, so you'll hear a CD and it will read out a series of numbers. You have to listen to the numbers and add them together.
Start of test. 4.
8.
8.
18.
2.
No, honestly, this
5.
has no ending.
5. 7.
14.
End of test.
Thank you, God.
Looking at this, what I would say is you're actually a low reactor.
People think like I don't care about things just because on the basis of how I react. Like, I'm not very like
Just sort of just let it kind of wash over you unless it's really important to you.
It's really, really important to me.
Okay. People who are low responders, so they might be more at risk of depression, they might be more at risk of anxiety. If you never have sort of chance to get back to normal and your body and your mind to sort of recover a bit, and you just have stress on top of stress on top of stress. So for some people it can almost switch you into depression, which is like very low arousal levels, and it switches you into a way of responding where you can't really function. And that is one of the dangers of really sort of pushing yourself and not taking any time out and not giving yourself a bit of a break.
Even if you want to utilize the term hustle, there's a difference between good hustle and bad hustle. Bad hustle is exactly positioned in the extreme way. No sleep, there's a lot of I should be, I have to. Now good hustle is also about balance, so incorporating other things in your life that allow you to take a rest or allow you to be able to feed into other parts of who you are as a person, to be able to allow you to connect to other people as well. And good hustle is also about celebration. Maybe you could tell me a bit about past, sort of like, what led up to things sort of not falling apart, but just shifting a bit for you.
We weren't fed, look after your mental health. All we saw was just people working hard, like, and obviously achieving, does that make sense? And because it was so taboo to speak on, like, how you felt, no one even told us, like, they were struggling anyway. Like, every time we saw
that does not sit with that narrative at all.
And then if they were unsuccessful, they probably just didn't work hard enough.
Yeah.
So if you work harder.
There's so many different systemic issues that exist that mean that people do have to work hard, because you have to work, I know I was told certainly, you have to work twice as hard to get half as far, right? But on the other hand, I think you're also speaking to something that's really important, that you can work hard, but you can also work smart. And that does take into account your mental health, that does take into account looking after yourself, but still being able to achieve the goals you set for yourself.
I don't know, it's just difficult. I think race and class plays a lot into like how much I work hard, because I think people have low expectations of like, being young, black and working class, I think.
It doesn't sound like you feel like you're on the back foot, but you then are finding that you're trying to have to disprove something to people in that regard, which again, it's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? Because then you are working that hard and you have that extra pressure in your head. And then of course, there's that pressure, not just the one that you put on you, but perhaps the one that you feel other people put on you as well, because you can't be seen to be not doing well or failing or not succeeding in some way. And I do wonder sometimes about, not sometimes, a lot of times, the impact it does have on our mental health as individuals, because you are holding so much in terms of how you navigate these different contexts.
100%.
Because everything that you've told me so far in terms of how you've managed, in terms of how you've coped, completely contradicts that, completely contradicts this notion that you won't succeed, because you are. You're doing it, and you're doing so many different things, and they think it's not easy to always remember that. And that's what I meant earlier about taking the time to be able to tap into your achievements and to celebrate it and to enjoy it, because it may seem like it's really small and trivial, but it goes some way, hopefully, towards minimizing some of those, I suppose, societal narratives around who you should be and where you should be and where you should belong.
You know, I think that's definitely something I want to take away from this, because I don't do that as much as I should. I just like a pat on the back, like, yeah, look at what we did, look at what we've achieved, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
So thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Listen to me. You gotta want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat.
What's this? I think when I started smiling at this video is when it's like, when he says you have to want success as bad as you want to breathe. Like, no, you don't. Like, you don't need to want success that much to be successful. Like, when I was speaking to Dr. Ahima, like, she spoke a lot on like just balance, and like this is just very unbalanced. Like, he makes no reference to any other aspects of my life apart from like success. And this is really forced me to really look at sort of my working practices. You know, I've spoken to psychologists, I've spoken to like lecturers, like this isn't a way that you could, like this doesn't last. So I think that's the main thing I'm just always gonna have in the back of my head, like, because I have a tendency of just falling back into these habits. I can't do it.